Your time is not a gift. A story about effort, failure, and the price of becoming someone. Hello everyone. Today, I want to share a story with you. This is not just a story for English listening practice. This is a story about life, about time, about effort, about the hidden cost of becoming someone. The title of this story is, Your Time is Not a Gift. And by the end of this story, you may see your own life differently. Chapter 1. The Quiet Town. In a quiet town called Riverside Glen, life moved slowly. The town was surrounded by hills and long empty roads. Most people here lived simple lives. They woke up early, worked long hours, and slept tired. There lived a young man named Ethan Cole. Ethan was 21 years old. He lived in a small rented house with his family. His father, Daniel, worked as a bus driver. His mother, Ruth, sold vegetables at the local market. And his younger brother, Noah, was only 9 years old. Money was always tight. Some months were harder than others. Some days, they counted every coin. But Ethan carried something heavy inside him. A dream. He didn't want to just survive. He wanted to build something. Something meaningful. He dreamed of owning a chain of cafes. Places where people could gather, talk, and feel welcome. But dreams feel very far away when your pockets are empty. Chapter 2. The Question That Hurt. One evening, after dinner, Ethan sat outside the house. The sky was dark. The air was cold. The town was quiet. He watched cars pass on the distant road and whispered to himself, "Is this all my life will ever be?" He felt ashamed for thinking this way. His parents worked so hard. They sacrificed everything. But still, he wanted more. Later that night, Ethan spoke to his father. "Dad," he said quietly, "I want to change our life. I want to build something big." Daniel looked at him for a long moment. Then he said something Ethan would never forget. "Son, life doesn't give rewards for free. If you want more, you must earn it, every day." Those words stayed with Ethan. Chapter 3. Seeing an Opportunity. The next morning, Ethan walked through town. He noticed something simple. Every morning, people complained. "There's no good breakfast place here. We have to travel far just for fresh food." That's when Ethan noticed something else. A small food truck from another town came only twice a week. When it came, people lined up. Ethan stopped walking. His heart started beating faster. What if, he thought, I start something small? Not a cafe. Not yet. Just food. But there was one big problem. Ethan had no money. Chapter 4. The Hard Ask. There was a man named Mr. Collins who owned a small bakery outside town. People said he was strict, cold, hard to convince. But Ethan had no choice. He walked 6 kilometers to reach the bakery. His legs hurt. His mind was full of doubt. But he knocked anyway. Mr. Collins opened the door. "Yes," he said coldly. Ethan took a deep breath. "Sir, I want to sell your baked goods in my town. But I don't have money to pay up front." Silence. Mr. Collins stared at him. "Then why are you here?" he asked. Ethan swallowed his fear. "Because I'm willing to work. Give me 1 week. I'll sell everything and pay you back." Mr. Collins laughed. "Nothing in this world is free, young man." "I know," Ethan replied. "That's why I'm ready to earn it." After a long pause, Mr. Collins sighed. 1 week. Fail, and never come back. Ethan thanked him and walked home with shaking hands. Chapter 5. The First Step. The next morning, before sunrise, Ethan returned to the bakery. He carried boxes heavier than his body. He walked slowly back to Riverside Glen. When he arrived, he set up a small stand near the bus stop. At first, people ignored him. They walked past. They looked away. Fear crawled into Ethan's chest. Then he smiled and offered free samples. One person stopped. Then another. By sunset, everything was sold. Ethan counted the money with trembling fingers. It wasn't much, but it was earned. That night, he paid Mr. Collins in full. The old man nodded. "Come back tomorrow." Chapter 6. The Price of Consistency. Days turned into weeks. Ethan woke up at 4 a.m., walked to the bakery, carried food back, sold all day. Rain, cold, pain, no excuses. While others slept, Ethan worked. While others complained, Ethan learned. After 2 months, he saved enough to buy a small cart. It wasn't pretty, but it moved. And that made all the difference. Chapter 7. The Next Wall. One afternoon, a customer said something simple. "Why don't you make your own food?" The words hit Ethan hard. He smiled on the outside. But inside, fear exploded. He had never cooked professionally. Never baked. Never learned. That night, he sat alone. Nothing is free, he whispered. Not skill. Not growth. The next morning, he asked Mr. Collins for help. The old man frowned. If I teach you, you won't need me. Ethan nodded. I won't forget who gave me my first chance. Silence. Then Mr. Collins said, Come tomorrow at 3 a.m. Chapter 8. Failure after failure. The training was brutal. Dough ruined. Food wasted. Hands aching. Some days, it seemed like nothing worked. One night, Ethan sat on the floor, exhausted. Maybe I'm not meant for this, he thought. But then he remembered his family. His brother watching him. His parents hoping. He stood up and came back the next day. Again and again. After weeks, Mr. Collins handed him a plate. This is good, he said quietly. Ethan smiled for the first time in months. Chapter 9. A small beginning. Ethan rented a small oven. His house became his workshop. His mother helped pack orders. His brother cleaned tables. Slowly, people noticed. This tastes better. This feels honest. But success attracts competition. A new cafe opened in town. Bright lights. Big signs. Ethan's sales dropped. Fear returned. But this time, he didn't run. He listened. He improved. He adapted. Chapter 10. The test is not over. Just when things started stabilizing. One night, smoke filled the air. A small fire broke out. Equipment destroyed. Savings gone. People whispered. This is the end. Ethan stood in front of the damaged shop and said quietly, No, this is another price. Your time is not a gift. Part 2. The cost of becoming. Chapter 11. The morning after the fire. The morning after the fire felt different. The town was quiet, but not the peaceful kind. People gathered near Ethan's damaged shop. They whispered. They stared. Some shook their heads. It's over, someone said. He tried, but life is hard. Ethan stood there listening. His chest felt heavy, but his mind was clear. He didn't cry. He didn't shout. He simply said to himself, I didn't come this far to stop here. Chapter 12. Counting what's left. That afternoon, Ethan sat at the small table in his house. A notebook lay open in front of him. He counted his money. Once. Twice. 3 times. It wasn't enough. Not even close. Fear crept in quietly. For the first time, the dream felt fragile. But then he remembered something important. He didn't start with money. He started with effort. And effort was something no fire could take away. Chapter 13. Asking for guidance. Ethan walked to a small house near the edge of town. Mr. Collins lived there now, retired. The old man opened the door and smiled faintly. You look tired, he said. Ethan nodded. I lost almost everything. Mr. Collins stepped aside and let him in. They sat quietly. Then the old man spoke. When life knocks you down, it wants to see what you're made of. Ethan looked up. What would you do? He asked. Mr. Collins smiled. You already know, he said. You've been living the answer. Chapter 14. Starting small again. The next morning, Ethan did something unexpected. He reopened, from his kitchen. One oven. Limited tools. Simple menu. He placed a sign outside. Still here. Still working. People noticed. They stopped. They smiled. Some bought. Some encouraged. Ethan worked longer hours than ever before. Not because he had to, but because he chose to. Chapter 15. Something changes. One day, an older woman named Mrs. Lane stopped by. She had watched Ethan from the beginning. I've seen many people quit, she said. But you didn't. She placed money on the table. For supplies, she added. Pay me back when you can. Ethan hesitated. Then he remembered something. Accepting help is not weakness when you've already helped yourself. He thanked her. That moment changed everything. Chapter 16. The town steps in. Word spread quickly. One neighbor brought flour. Another offered spare equipment. Someone helped clean the shop. Ethan worked alongside them. No pride. No excuses. Just effort. He realized something powerful. When people see real commitment, they want to support it. Chapter 17. Rebuilding the shop. Months passed. Slowly, the shop came back to life. New paint. Simple shelves. Better layout. Nothing fancy. but everything honest. When Ethan finally reopened the doors, the line stretched down the street. Not because of marketing, because of trust. Chapter 18. The Grand Reopening. On reopening day, the town gathered. Even the mayor came. "You've shown us something important," the mayor said. "That success is not luck. It's persistence." Ethan stood quietly, overwhelmed. He looked at his parents, at his brother, at the people who believed. Chapter 19. The Speech. Ethan stepped forward. "I didn't build this alone," he said, "but I started it alone." He paused. Nothing in life is free. Not success. Not respect. Not growth. Every word landed softly, but deeply. Every struggle taught me something. Every failure shaped me. People listened. Some nodded. Some wiped tears. Chapter 20. What really changed. Years passed. The shop grew. Then another. Then another. But that's not the real success. The real success was this. Ethan woke up every day knowing he earned his life. No regret. No wondering what if. Chapter 21. The Real Message. This story is not about food, or business, or money. It's about time. Your time is not a gift. It is a responsibility. Every day asks you a question. What will you do with me? Final reflection. For you. Maybe you feel behind. Maybe you feel lost. Maybe you feel tired. That doesn't mean you failed. It means you're being tested. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for permission. Start small. Start now. Because nothing is free. But everything is possible when you decide to earn it. Thank you for listening. If this story moved you, subscribe to Trending English Stories. We don't just tell stories. We remind you who you can become. See you in the next one.